Oh my gosh! Did anybody watch? Well, that's a dumb question. Who did not watch Nicole TV's birth vlog? Like, I don't even know, guys. I was gonna do this video yesterday, but the way I was crying, it was really weird. It was like when she was holding the baby in her arms and she was doing the skin to skin, and he was trying to look up at her. I just got this overwhelming feeling, and it was really weird. In this instant moment, my heart just flooded with tears, and I kid you not, tears just started flooding my eyes, and it was just like flowing like a river. And I just gasped, like I just had this gasp, like my eyes literally just poured rain of tears, like. And then I looked over at my baby and I gave her just a massive kiss, and I was just so, at that moment I just felt so thankful, because we oftentimes, when we talk about childbirth or we hear childbirth experiences, it's always on the negative, it's always the bad side, like especially when we talk about black women and childbirth. And watching Nicole's birth, like up until that moment when she was pushing, it was literally like, wow, like this is amazing. Like I've never seen somebody be so strong. Like even when she was having contractions, obviously she cut some parts out, but even when her waters broke, like she was just so calm. Malachi was just so calm, and I commend them both, because honestly it was just amazing. Hi guys, welcome back to another video. It's your girl Ami. Thank you so much for tuning in. You guys already know what I'm going to be talking about. I'm very excited to do this video. It might be a little lengthy because I do want to touch on some very important topics, and I thought this is the great opportunity to speak about it. If you ever did want to support Ami, in the description box is my PayPal. Every bit of support will go towards the growth of development of Ami, so I really appreciate you guys. Firstly, can I just first of all address this leaked video of Nicole, whether it's her? Apparently some people were saying that it was her, it wasn't her. I can't obviously post the video. It was a video of her performing some type of sexual activity. I don't know, there's just some very weird and nasty people in the world for you to be leaking a video of her after she just given birth. Like that's just absolutely disgusting and disturbing. There's nothing like oh my gosh like about it. The fact that somebody took their time to do that, God help you, because that's just very evil and wicked. Let's talk about some important things that we need to discuss. She said some very key things in her vlog, and what I loved about it was that her vlog was just very down to earth. Like you could just relate in so many different levels. I love the fact that for someone like her, who the whole world knows her as somebody who is funny, some people might say that she's just weird, and she just, because you know she does act weird, but in that moment when she was laying on her bed and Malachi was sleeping and she was talking, and she was just saying how she appreciates him so much. She was talking about women who have to go through this on their own.
To anybody out there doing it alone, I'm so sorry, because you don't make children by yourself.
It was just so touching, and for somebody like her to just be serious and just release those words, like I was like, you know what, this is what we need. Like so often I hear people bashing single mums, bashing especially black single mums. It takes two to make a kid, do you get what I mean? And that's one thing that she said, and it was great that it came from somebody who is obviously well known. There's no secret that black families have the highest rate of single parenthood. It's interesting because it's single parenthood, but oftentimes the condemnation falls on women. In the UK, there are around 1.8 million single parents. They make up nearly a quarter of families with dependent children. The proportion of families with children headed by single parents has remained at around 25%, and that's been over for a decade now. 18.9% of black households were made up of a single parent with dependent children, which is the highest percentage of all ethnic groups for this type of household. Of course, we know that, you know, there's no secret. Everybody is more than happy to make that known, scream it out from the rooftop. Yes, and it's quite interesting because I was watching a video from Topical Juice. You guys go ahead and check him out. He's a really good YouTuber, and he was talking about black men bashing black women basically, and he said a really interesting statistics about interracial couples are more likely to last longer than black on black couples, which is actually really interesting. It was something like that, and it was just on the point that it takes two to make kids, and I feel like we need to keep highlighting this. Yes, you know, I hear when people talk about single parenthood, oftentimes people are like, yeah, but you know, women have a much more responsibility. They have a choice whether they can keep the children or not. You know, women should choose better who they sleep with and who they have kids with, you know, and if black women were a lot more submissive, then maybe there wouldn't be single parents and all of that rubbish. And to me, it's all a load of rubbish, because at the end of the day, each gender has a responsibility. It takes two to keep a relationship, to make a relationship, to sustain a relationship. And so when the relationship breaks down, it really baffles me when suddenly it's women who make poor choices. You know, they want to go for Tyrone's, quote unquote, that's what you guys want to call it, and it's like the good guy always finishes last and all of that type of narrative. And it gets to the point where it's like, as much as there is truth and all of that, how much men are held accountable to their actions? Because when you actually look at some of the statistics, which were also said in Typical Juice's video, was white men are actually a lot more stronger than black men, and funny enough, black women are actually a lot more stronger than black men when we're talking about ethnic groups. You might be like, well, I don't know about that. You can go ahead and do your own research. That is an American statistics, but I believe in that because within the black community there is a massive identity crisis. And the reason I say that is, if there is a massive breakdown issue within families within that ethnic group, then who is establishing identity in these people? For the majority of the time, people that are bashing women or black women about being a single parent are forgetting that these women that are single parents are having to be the dad and the mum. There is a proportion of single fathers, of course, but they don't really get spoken out like single black women do. So hence why I'm focusing on women today. So these single mums that are being bashed are having to be the father and the mother, and they are doing their utmost to do that. I just don't believe that a single mum can establish a king the way a dad can. Yes, I know that it's a general statement, but I'm not talking about the exception. I know that there are black women out there who have done it on their own. They have raised amazing black kings. I'm not talking about those women. I'm such a strong believer in the influence of a male figure in the house. Like a father in the house has major impact on both young boys and young girls. Like a dad in the house will affirm a young guy, and he will also affirm a young woman. Like having a male figure in the house establishes the identity of both boys and girls at adolescent years, like when they are literally at their purest, because young boys looking at their father will learn how to be a man. Young girls looking at her father will learn the value through that man. As a young girl, your father is your first love. Having a dad in your life is going to teach you your value as a woman. Having a mum is great, like, you know, we are strong women. Let me not take value away from that, but the significance of a male figure, a father in a household, carries so much weight, so much value, so much depth. Like, it's unbelievable. But yet again, people choose to bash single black mums. We need to stop with the bashing. We need to stop with condemning, because it takes two to tango. I'm sorry. And also, I'm going to put this out there, whether you agree with me or not, I am a strong believer that this whole contraception business, men should have been also being the one to actually have to take contraception. You are the seed carriers. Yes, women are the gatekeepers of sex, and yes, women are the ones who open their legs. They are the one who actually allow you in. However, are you telling me that it's okay for you to know that you carry seed and you could potentially have 15 kids all around the gaff, but yet it's those 15 mums that will get the blame and not you? Like, come on, like, make it make sense. You get what I mean? If you are looking for somebody to blame yourself, hold yourself accountable, and be like, you know what, now I'm a man, like, I can't be having kids by 15 different mums. Like, I can't be spreading my seed. Like, that's a part of me. Like, that leaves me, that leaves my body. When that moment happened, like, and that seed leaves my body, like, that's a piece of me, that's a part of me, and I've got that in 15 different women. Like, come on, how am I splitting myself like that? We need to hold everybody accountable. Like, it's not even about bashing black women anymore. You know, these girls need to be raised properly, no, there is a particular reason as to why black families have the highest rate of single parenthood. Let's be educated about this. Let's not be biased. Let's not be condemning. Let's just be educated and just speak on the fact. Women do not impregnate themselves. Women do not become single mothers just because they make wrong choices about who they sleep with. That's a very narrow-minded and ignorant way to think. You could be married to somebody and they leave you, they do this and this and that, and you could even find out they've got another kid somewhere else. The separation happens, boom, you become a single mum. So what? You made the wrong choice. Like, come on. Some men, like, legit don't even know how to be faithful. Some men don't even know how to exercise self-control. Some women just lack virtue. Like, they just don't even know how to value themselves. Like, so this is a deep-rooted issue, but that comes from a foundation. If you come from a foundation where that is not being instilled in you and those values are not instilled in you, then obviously it's going to be a big problem. I think it's definitely something that we need to be very open-minded about and just not be so narrow-minded and so judgmental towards one gender, because at the end of the day, she said it and she said it well. Guys, I'm just gonna wrap up the video with this. When Nicole was screaming, I was like, sis, I think she actually removed. She was screaming, but then there was another scream. There was another scream that really hit my soul. I think she did remove that. She did say it could be quite triggering, but boy, oh boy, that scream was insane. I was just like, oh my gosh. Till that moment, everything was cushy, she was flowing, she was just like, what, this is crazy. But my gosh, I have never heard anybody scream like that during a birth. Like, I'm one of those people that I couldn't even watch One Born every minute. I'm really like a scaredy cat. Like, I can't do that. Like, nah, no. But that scream, boy, I could not. I was like screaming and laughing at the same time. It was mad. My emotions were just like, did a whole 360. But of course, everybody is just going crazy about it, because we was just thinking. I mean, I done slept on January 19, woke up in January 2020, and she's still pregnant. That's kind of what it felt like. But yeah, it was an amazing vlog, and I just love how appreciative she is of the baby and her pregnancy. And also, what I wanted to say is I loved how she spoke about her enjoying her pregnancy. I really like that, because I feel like although that push scared a lot of people, and a lot of people were just like, rah, if that's what it's like, I can wait, it's okay. I just love how she just was so full of gratitude, and she just embraced her whole pregnancy. And it really just took me back, because I loved my pregnancy. Obviously, you do get the whole nausea and all of the horrible side, but it's supposed to be an amazing time. Do you know what I mean? Like, there were so many benefits to being pregnant, and it's just about enjoying it. She worked through it. She's extremely strong, I must say. Like, I didn't think she was going to be as strong as she showed, but I really commend her for that. But guys, if you enjoyed my video, hit the like button. If you are new to my channel, feel free to subscribe, and I'll speak to you guys in my next video.